Hey guys, welcome back to the TBH TV. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, and we're going to take a walk down memory lane, and I'm going to show you something that not a lot of people are probably aware of what it is and what I'm talking about. But if you know, you know. All right. I'm going to tell you what's in this little black bag. And why does it matter? Well, it doesn't matter so much anymore. However, once upon a time, see these little bottles? Okay, if you're a drug addict or recovering drug addict, these things are pretty important. These are a naloxone. You can't really see it. Oops, sorry. See, naloxone HCL. Naloxone hydrochloride, I think that's what it means. Anyways, so you can see that there's a bunch of them, and these have been given out at like the needle exchange or maybe hospitals. Most likely from like an AIDS resource center or someplace that works with people who have addiction issues or whatnot. So they'd give you these, and if you and a friend were using together, and the friend overdosed, you just went from hanging out with the person and having fun and hey, we just got this dope, but we're gonna cook it up, but we're gonna shoot it afterwards. When fentanyl came, lots of people started overdosing from sniffing dope. That used to be like impossible. It used to be to die from sniffing dope, you had to have no tolerance, or you did way too much, or somebody didn't cut it right, or you got dope that was too good. But when fentanyl came around, it changed everything, and that was even a tiny little bump could overdose people, and that even when you were sniffing it, a tiny little sniff would overdose, a person would overdose. But for people who were shooting it, that made it all the more worse, right? So let's say you were getting high with your friend, and they overdose, and it's you that you could be in a car, wherever you are, getting high with your friend. Imagine that's where it would happen. If it was in an alley, it was in an alley. If it was in a car, it was in a car. If it was in your bedroom at your parents' house or your own apartment, that's where it happened. And your friend drops over. Bam, they're right there. They're dying. You got minutes. You've got about 3 minutes before they're brain dead and about 10 minutes before there ain't no bringing them back. But if you had this, okay? If you had this was before the nasal sprays. Remember, I'm telling you, this is before the nasal sprays. If you had this, you could get out this big stupid needle, draw up. You probably can't see it, but it's about up to here. Oh yeah, you can see it. Hey, you see that? You draw up that liquid, and you pop the top. Watch. Pop that top. See that? That's a little rubber thing right there. And you would jam that needle in there and you draw it all up. See, people would tip it upside down. Well, then you have to be real careful. You tip it upside down and stick it right in there so that it's in the liquid and drawing it up, so you're not just drawing up air. You get all that liquid into a needle. Then you find your friend and you jam it right in there. Thigh, butt, arm. Now, if that didn't bring him back, then you have to give him another one, okay? And if that didn't bring him back, well, then you had to call 911. And there wasn't much 911 was going to be able to do for him. I've seen these administered by EMTs on people that I care about, and, most of the time they were brought back. Every time I was present, they were brought back. The people that I was with, they were brought back to life because of this stuff. So this stuff really does save life. But now it's in a nasal spray, and the nasal spray is so much easier. There's only one shot in the nasal cartridge. I've had to administer those to one person back when I was using or whatever. But yeah, so I just wanted to share the old naloxone story. It's just crazy because addicts are not the most prepared people, but when it came to certain stuff, if you were in that life, you had these. You know what I'm saying? You had these. You got your box of rigs, and you got all the other stuff, but these things right here would stop people from dying. The other thing is, when a person overdoses, you'd have to go to mouth almost immediately. As soon as you realize that they're not breathing and their lips start changing colors, you better be on it. And I literally dozens of times had I been involved with that, and at least maybe 6 or 8 times that I had to bring people back with mouth to mouth, and I think like 3 or 4 times I had to bring people back with this stuff. My life is so different now. I don't really associate with anybody like that. I work in a recovery field, so I'm very fortunate that I was able to survive the addiction and whatnot. But man, you go from getting high to crap getting real hectic in a short period of time. And if you're there and one of your friends drops dead and you were getting high with them, the police will want to talk to you for a long time. And if you mess around and got them that stuff, that's a whole nother story. Things are a lot different now. There's a lot more stigma. There's a lot less stigma with addiction. There's a lot more options for help, and especially with Narcan nasal spray. That stuff is really important. It saves lives. But the other thing is, people, listen, I don't know if you're still getting high or not, but I'll tell you one thing. You better have about 8 of those Narcans, because with the trank and fentanyl and all the mixes that they're putting on the dope these days, the one nasal spray shot ain't working. They're having to hit people with 2 or 3 times sometimes to wake them up. So, buyer beware, and word to the wise, and knowing it's half the battle and all that stuff. Thanks for watching the video. If you ever had to use a Narcan nasal spray or the Narcan old school, if you ever had to use this stuff, leave a comment below or share your story. If you've had to use the Narcan nasal spray, you leave a comment below. I'd love to see how many people out here that actually see this video had to use this stuff. Because in my history, in my past as an addict, it saved lives. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and all that stuff. Peace.